guys, welcome to my channel, Sincerely Lady C, where I speak about life with infertility, life preparing for a baby, life preparing for IVF, just life in general. So welcome back. Thank you for joining. If it's your first time, definitely subscribe. You can hit the bell if you want notifications. But this diary entry is kind of a overall, here's what you missed, just in case you join in right here and you don't feel like going through 30-something videos. Just to give people overall, this is what happened to us, so they are knowledgeable of what's going on. Because lately I've been answering questions that is kind of in my diary. So if they start right here, they could kind of catch up a little bit. But so I don't know. Just in case they subscribe, they would get some information. But to be honest, like, these last couple weeks have been such a struggle. Like, I'm trying to like disconnect and get back healthy and not give up. I got a little emotional, got a little crack in my voice. These past couple weeks have not been fun. But it's really, I think number one, it's myself, and my mind is like a whole big battlefield, or just a mine of the enemy is just like placing, I don't know what they're called, like grenade bombs, mines everywhere, and like my mind is a minefield, really. Like, it just explodes. And then I just hit a trigger, and unexpected triggers, and I'm just like crying. But here's the other truth about it. Closer to the holidays, it does get a little bit worse. I thought I was okay because like Thanksgiving, I wasn't struggling. But I don't know, Christmas, I'm struggling just a little bit, tearful. But you would think I'm okay because I've spent a couple of holidays with empty arms. So, but I don't know, maybe that's it. But every now and then when I turn around, people send encouraging words and encouraging things. Most of the time it's amazing and it's beautiful, and I definitely appreciated like a lot of things. I did not know that my story would inspire faith, inspire a community to come together just to make a dream come true. And most people know that I have a huge dream that is bigger than me. And some people don't even have to dream to have a child. Like, what is that? Like, dreaming to be a mother? Most people, you just have to take pleasure in a partner and then get pregnant and have a baby. Still a miracle and a blessing in itself. But when you literally have to go through treatments, it's a dream, it's a desire that, in my position, only God could make it come true. So this is a page in my diary just to give people an overview of seriously what you've missed, so you guys can be knowledgeable, just in case we do start a conversation randomly, or you do want to ask questions. You kind of know the situation. So I'm not even gonna go all the way to page 1, but me and Greg, we were trying to conceive within our first year, but it wasn't happening. So I was like, okay, let me make an appointment with my doctor, my OBGYN, and see what we can do. He started me on Clomid and ovulation shots. So every day I was going in, well, not every day, but once a month I was going in, getting refills for Clomid, and then taking the ovulation shots, which ovulation shots definitely wasn't covered with insurance. I had to pay up front every single day, or every single time we went in for an ovulation shot. The ultrasounds wasn't covered from insurance, so that was just accumulating like left and right. But the blood work that we had to do every month to test my progesterone levels, look, it's been a while, but so the blood work every month, it wasn't covered, but the lab that did the blood work kind of gave us 50% off because of it. So we did that for like 10 months and we weren't getting pregnant. my emotions were everywhere. Being a teacher was a lot, and just emotional, period. Like, I still wasn't getting pregnant, still praying, desires, unfulfilled dreams, not coming to pass, you know. So we took a break, and then I'm just getting emotional just thinking about this story. We took a break, and then what we did was we just kept praying and worked on buying house and getting that down payment together. So it was good to have a different focus. But then I got enough strength to say, okay, let's try it again, because obviously I'm not getting pregnant. Something has to be going on, because we got a word over our life to say that we were going to conceive. But I need to figure out what's going on, because you know, time is against a woman. The older you get, the less fertile you are. So I went back to my OBGYN, and he said, listen, there's nothing else I can do for you. You're going to need a fertility specialist. So we went in we made an appointment, and I do have an amazing doctor, very patient, answers a lot of questions, even though it's like questions that you should, I don't know, I think I just have like random questions, just things that I think about that I ask him, and he's okay to answer. So I really appreciate my doctor. But we found out that I have fibroids, and we found out that my tubes were completely damaged. They were inflated, filled with fluid, blocked, basically useless. They useless, basically. So there was no way that my eggs could meet up with Greg's sperm and be fertilized in order to implant in my uterus so I can carry a baby. So what was being blocked was what was hindering the process was my fallopian tubes. So he recommended that I had surgery to get rid of my fallopian tubes. So when we do start in vitro fertilization, the fluid is not dropping anywhere, I think, in my uterus, and lowering the success rate of IVF. So we waited. I think Greg and I waited to make that decision. Do we trust God by faith to get pregnant, even through the damaged fallopian tubes and the blocked, and it was just ugly. The whole picture was ugly. Do we have that faith in God that he would work through this mess and let us have a child, or do we go through the in vitro fertilization? IUI wasn't even an option for us because our fallopian tubes would block that. So IUI is where they take sperm and inject it further up to give them a better opportunity to meet and fertilize and implant. But that wasn't even an option for us. So we did have surgery to get rid of my fallopian tubes and get rid of the fibroids, and that was a success. And my doctor is super awesome, which that healing process was terrible. So I want to give a shout out to the husband, because he's been there every step. Sometimes not knowing what to do to keep me going and to keep me to maintain faith and hope, because these last couple weeks, like I told God one day, I wish I didn't have this desire to have a baby. I wish I did not have this huge dream to be a mother. If I never had that desire, it would never hurt this much. So if it was never there, I wouldn't even worry about it. It got to the point where I know one time I told Gregory, I was like, if you weren't even married to me, you would probably already have a child somewhere. So that kind of stuff plays in your head. Like, if I was single, I would just focus on the children that I already have as a teacher. I wouldn't even worry about having a child. Maybe I would just accept it. But I don't know. That pathway didn't happen. But it's just a dream to be able to look into Gregory's eyes on a little person, and to be able to look at my father's nose on a little person. Hello, I got my daddy's nose. So it's just a dream of mine to see a little person that half Greg, half Christine. It's just a huge dream, and only God can make that dream come true. Some people ask about adopting an embryo, and some people ask about just adopting a child, and some people ask about having a surrogate mother. But those aren't in our options just yet, because we haven't done all we can to have our own child and carry our own child. I'm able to have children. I'm fertile. I have eggs. Greg's sperm is perfect. I'm just blocking the process because my eggs can't meet Greg's sperm within my own body. So they would have to extract some eggs to fertilize them to implant in my body. So I'm able to carry. I didn't have a negative report about my uterus or ovaries or eggs. I didn't have a bad report on that. So I'm able to be a mother. It's just the stress of not having coverage, not having insurance coverage. That's a stress all in itself. And we're still believing God. We're still fundraising. We're still walking the pathway of one day to have a child or children. So, baby Richmond, if you are listening, if you are looking at this diary, I'm sorry. Just like a quick wanting to give up, because it's the easiest way. But I know that's not. I think I got to the point where I accepted that this would be my journey. I've accepted that in vitro fertilization is the path that God allowed us to go through to have a child. I've accepted that. So when conversations come up, I don't know, I always question. So like, I think to encourage somebody like me, it's don't give up. Keep believing. Keep having hope. You are victorious. You are worth it. And you are a mother. So I keep dreaming and I keep hoping. Now some people would say, think about this woman. They said that she wasn't able to have a child, but look at God, she has a child. And that helps to an extent. I want to hear those stories where women get pregnant without fallopian tubes, or women get pregnant through IVF. Those are the ones that'll bring me that hope. But it's like nearly impossible to get pregnant without fallopian tubes. It is possible, because I definitely Googled it and asked, Lord, if it is your will. But when I Googled it, a woman got pregnant. They say it could be because the egg traveled the pathway of the fallopian tubes after the fallopian tubes were removed. And I kind of question that, because my fallopian tubes were all just damaged and inflated. It had no pathway, basically. So I just think I accepted that this is the journey that I have to go through. It's a hard journey in itself, A lot of times you just want to give up and say, I wish I never had this dream to become a mother. But on top of that, I definitely appreciate so many people encouraging me along the way. Encouraging me not to give up. That one day you'll see a little baby Richmond or little baby Richmonds making noise and cutting up and on the drums, or maybe just reading a book. It's okay to dream. Sometimes I just imagine that the spirit of my child or children is standing next to the Father, just waiting on the perfect timeline, just waiting on the perfect day. The Father is just waiting on that moment that says, okay, now it's time. I'll release my spirit or my child's spirit on this earth so they can be with me. Sometimes I just fantasize about it. Isn't it crazy? Like it'll tear up your mind. It will tear you up inside. But on top of that, it'll give you hope. It'll keep you going. So I'm done updating you guys. Just remember, Christine is walking around tubeless, okay? With hopes that in vitro fertilization will help us become pregnant and have a little baby Richmond or little baby Richmonds. We're hoping and praying for double for our trouble and triple for the, I don't know. I don't have a rhyme for triple, but we're just praying. But thank you for joining me. By the way, I have a mask situation. Like, I've broken out so bad. It is terrible. And I think it's because of the mask. Like, I had a really good product that I was using. Hello, somebody. But it seemed like my face was like, oh, you got a pretty good product. Let me try to figure out how to override this product. And in like half a year or something, my face was like, okay, I found a way around this good product. And so I got to figure something else out, because 2020 has definitely tore me up. So honestly, I'll probably put a filter on this video and just say, I'm sorry. I didn't even put makeup on or foundation on. I just let my face breathe. And being a teacher, having to wear my mask like all day is rough. It's rough. But forgive me for being all pimplified. You know, other YouTubers are perfect when they get on YouTube. I am not perfect. All right, thank you for joining. I'm at the temple of the Lord. I gotta get out. All right, I love y'all. Be sure you subscribe. Thanks. Hi, little baby Richmonds.